What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Philly Thrills, and today I'm going to be counting down my top 25 greatest airtime moments that I've experienced. Now, I've ridden 144 roller coasters, so I've had plenty of airtime moments throughout my roller coaster riding history, and these are just my favorites. Now, I am asking you to respect my opinion, as everyone has a different opinion, and I hope you like this video. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Ay. Yeah. Ay. Yeah. Boys. Yeah. Holla. We them boys. Holla. We them boys. Holla. We making noise. Holla.
So coming in at number 25 is Apollo's Chariot's final drop. Now, I was thinking between this and the drop off the mid-course. So make sure to ride this in the back row for the most amount of airtime and the most sustained and powerful. So when I rode this, I was just thinking the only good moment in the back would be the drop off the mid-course, but that final drop just blew my breath away. That has to be one of the most strong floater moments I've ever experienced. So coming in at number 24 is Boulder Dash's Ending Hills. Why I love these hills so much is just because it's airtime pop after airtime pop after airtime pop. As soon as you go down, you go right back up out of your seat. And there's just so much of it. And it's pretty strong airtime too. And because of the slight rattle of the ride, it really gives you that nice old coaster feel. So coming in at number 23 is going to be the airtime hill on Copperhead Strike right after the first loop. Now, you're not expecting much from this, but you get flung out of your seat with a nice, strong pop of ejector. Now, this is just such a good hill, and this is before the restraints come really far down because of some of the forces on the ride. So this is, in my opinion, the best airtime hill on the whole entire ride. Coming in at 22 is Storm Chaser's Trick Track Double Up. Now, this is such an awesome element. You're off-axis one way with some nice ejector, and then you're going right in the other direction off-axis with another great pop of ejector. This is one of the strongest moments on the ride, and this is just why I love this ride so much, because of the strong airtime. Coming in at 21 is going to be the Outer Bank Pop on Twisted Timbers. Now, you're not expecting much from this element, and it really just acts as a bank turn, but you get some airtime. It's amazing. You're just whipped in a weird direction, and you get a pop of great airtime, and it's my second favorite moment on the whole entire ride. Coming in at number 20 is Fury 325's Treble Clef. You go onto this element kind of like a turnaround, but at the top it's sort of like a wave turn. You get sideways airtime, and then you just dive back down into the tunnel. It's actually a really surprising element, one of the best floater elements out there, and it's just such a fun element to experience. At number 19, we have Lightning Run's First Hill. Now, this ride is packed with airtime, but this is just the most sustained of the bunch. All of it is super strong, but this is just the most sustained. It's right after the first drop, and it's a pretty fun moment. It's a great time. Coming in at number 18 is going to be Jack Rabbit's Double Down. Now, this is just such a fun element. On the first one, you're like, wow, that's some good floater. And on the second part of the Double Down, you go flying up, especially in the back. Make sure to do this in the back. And when I rode it in the back row, I thought I was going to fly out of the train. It was just such a strong moment. At number 17, we have Wicked Cyclone's First Drop. So you're going up this and you're like, it's not that big of a drop. I'm not going to add that much good airtime. But then you just get whipped over that drop, and it's a nice pop of ejector. It's a really strong moment too. Probably the most strong in the whole entire ride. Coming in at number 16, TMNT Shellraiser's Drop. You just get whipped over this thing, and it's the steepest drop in the whole entire world, so it just feels so unnatural and weird, but it has to be one of my favorite drops I've ever experienced. At number 15, we have Superman the Ride's Ending Hills. These are so strong that your thighs are going to hurt on those U-brick lap bars. I mean, these are so strong. I mean, they're like borderline ejector moments, and they're just back to back to back, and they're just so good. At number 14, we have Fury 325's drop. This drop is so eternal. It lasts for seconds and seconds, and you get floater the whole way down. It's so sustained, and it has to be one of the best floater moments out there. Fury just has some of the best floater airtime in the whole entire world. At number 13, we have Fury 325's Ending Hills. Now, in my opinion, this is the best part of the ride because it's borderline ejector B&M airtime. It's so strong, and you just go flying, especially on those second and third hills. They're some of the best B&M airtime you will ever experience. I promise you. Coming in at number 12, we have the Twist and Shouts on Lightning Rod. Now, you get whipped in and out of these. The first one's more like a wave turn. The second one's more like a mini Outer Bank. You get so much airtime on both of these. And just the way you're just whipped like that is insane. And the airtime itself is really good, too. Number 11 is going to be Lightning Rod's Wave Turn. This thing is massive. Right after the first drop, you just go so high up into the air, and you're just sideways getting so much airtime. I've experienced nothing like that before this, and this has to be one of the best wave turns out there. This thing is just amazing. At number 10, we have Sky Rush's First Drop. Now, this has to be one of my favorite first drops ever. The airtime on this thing is crazy. You just go flying out of your seat. And there's a great view at the top of the lift hill. It's just such a great airtime moment. Number 9 has to be Storm Chaser's First Hill. This thing is nuts. You go flying over it. It's so strong. It's so sustained. You just get so much airtime. It's my favorite part of Storm Chaser. Coming in on number 8 is Lightning Rod's First Drop. Now, this thing, you just get whipped over it. It's such a long drop, and it's one of the most eternal ejector drops I have ever felt. Especially when you get that pre-drop sort of off the lip, and you have that little bunny hill sort of into the drop. It's just such a great moment. Number 7 is Lightning Rod's Quad Down. Hear me out. It's an amazing moment. They're just so strong, and those 4 downwards airtime hills are amazing. They do get stronger each time you go further down and down. These are just so amazing, and they're my favorite part of Lightning Rod, for sure. Number 6 is going to be all 3 of Sky Rush's hills. Now, these are all equally as good, so I could not really put them in different places. These are so strong because you're just hauling through this layout. This is so intense. The whole entire ride is so intense. They pull some of the most negative G's you will ever experience in your life. Number 5 is El Toro's First Drop. This is my favorite first drop of all time. You get so much ejector airtime going down that first drop. Because of that turnaround, gives you some momentum, and it's just insane. I'm so happy to have this at my home park, and I can ride this all the time, whenever I want. And it's just such a good element. Number 4 is Twisted Timber's back-to-back-to-back airtime hills. These are some of the most strong, sustained airtime you will ever experience, and to have 3 of these in a row is just crazy. They have to be my favorite part of Twisted Timbers, and they're my favorite airtime on any RMC I've ever ridden. Number 3 is going to be El Toro's Camelbacks. These are like the back-to-back-to-back airtime hills, but on steroids. They're even stronger and more sustained, and they're just such good elements. And the first drop kind of acts like the first hill, and then you just have the extra 2. So it's just Twisted Timbers, but on a bigger scale and better. Number 2 is going to be Phantom's Revenge's Ending Hills. These are so strong. These are the strongest airtime I've ever experienced, period, besides one other coaster. These are so insane. They might not be the most sustained, but because of those really, really non-restrictive restraints, you go flying out of your seat. There's like 6 or 7 of these, and these are just so amazing. My favorite airtime moment of all time has to be the Rolling Thunder Hill on El Toro. This thing is so strong. so sustained. In the back, you just get whipped over it. In the front, you go flying over it. It's just such a good airtime moment, especially at the end of a ride. That's just insane. This is the strongest airtime I've ever experienced, and thus is my favorite airtime moment of all time. So guys, that was my list. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and it was pretty fun making it. I hope you respect my opinions, and have a good day.